Hello and welcome to Goodnight Zoo, where you can hear a different bedtime story every week. My name is Denise and I am the Volunteering and Engagement Coordinator here at the zoo. Today we're going to read a book called Big Cat, Little Kitty. So I hope you've got your blankie and your stuffy and you're all ready to hear a story. What we're going to read today is called Big Cat, Little Kitty, and it was written by Scotti Cohn and illustrated by Susan Detweiler. One of the reasons that I'm excited to share this story with you today is because there are lots of different types of big cats in the book. And all the big cats that are in this book we actually have here at the zoo. So if you come to the zoo someday, you can see them all. Now we're going to get started. One fine Monday night, a big cat paces among the vines and trees. Her ears twitch and turn. She listens to every chirp, hoot, and screech. "Who are you?" asks a gibbon. "And whose jungle is this?" The big cat growls. "I am Tiger, and this is my jungle." And she chases Gibbon up a tree. And we actually have gibbons and Sumatran tigers here at the zoo. And they come from the same part of the world. They come from Indonesia. That same night, a little kitty paces among the potted plants. Her ears twitch and turn. She listens to every chirp, buzz, and hum. "Who are you?" asks a spider. "And whose porch is this?" The little kitty growls. "I am Tiggy, and this is my porch." She chases Spider under a plant stand. Do you have a kitty cat that looks like that one? She's nice and stripy. One Tuesday morning just after dawn, a big cat races across a vast plain. She runs so fast, she almost leaves her spots behind. When she is tired, she stretches out in the shade. "Who are you?" asks a warthog. "And whose savanna is this?" The big cat purrs. "I am Cheetah, and this is my savanna." Warthog decides he would feel safer in the big hole he made in the ground. And there he goes. Warthog decided it's better to take off and get out of there. Very early that same morning, a little kitty races up and down the stairs. She runs so fast, her spots and stripes are a blur. When she is tired, she stretches out in front of a window. "Who are you?" asks a mouse. "And whose house is this?" The little kitty purrs. "I am Chessie, and this is my house." She jumps up, and Mouse decides he would feel much safer in his hole in the baseboard. And there goes the little mouse. Oh, look at this picture of the lion. This reminds me of sometimes when I go for a walk up on the Africa Savannah Loop at the zoo, and you can see the big lion with his huge mane. One Wednesday evening in the desert, a big cat stands on a rock and sniffs the air. His eyes blaze like the sun. "Who are you?" asks a springbok. "And whose desert is this?" The big cat's voice thunders in the dry wind. "I am Kalahari Lion, and this is my desert." Springbok scampers away. I would run away from a lion too. That same evening in a garden, a little kitty sharpens his claws on a birch tree and sniffs the lilacs. His eyes are shiny like gold coins. Do you see how shiny that kitty's eyes are? And he's so fluffy. Do you know anybody with a cat that's so fluffy that has a cat that's so fluffy like that? "Who are you?" asks a butterfly. "And whose garden is this?" The little kitty puffs himself up. "I am Leonardo, and this is my garden." Butterfly flitters away. Oh, I love this picture. It's so pretty. One Thursday afternoon, a big cat prowls through icy mountain shadows. Rose-shaped patterns curl through her thick, smoky fur. Can
Can you see the rose patterns in her fur? Who are you? Asks a hare. And whose mountain is this? The big cat leaps onto a frosty ledge. She hisses and yowls. I am Snow Leopard, and this is my mountain. Hare is lucky. He scoots into his burrow just in time. He's lucky he got away from that snow leopard. That same afternoon, a little kitty wrapped in silvery fluff tiptoes across a frozen creek. Who are you? Asks a cardinal. And whose park is this? The little kitty leaps onto a picnic table. She hisses and yowls, just like the snow leopard. I am Snowflake, and this is my park. Cardinal is lucky. She only loses a few feathers. I love this picture too. And we have cougars at the zoo down in the Canadian domain. One Friday, as the sun sinks behind the towering pines, a big cat stands on a rock. He waits and watches, his whiskers twitch. Who are you? Asks a big horned sheep. And whose forest is this? The big cat snarls. His eyes glitter like stars. I am Cougar, and this is my forest. Bighorn sheep bounds up a hill to higher ground. That same evening, as the sun sinks behind a row of juniper trees, a little kitty stands on a bench. He waits and watches. His whiskers twitch. Who are you? Asks a squirrel. And whose playground is this? Can you see the squirrel up in the corner? Little kitty crouches. His eyes glitter like stars, just like the cougar. I am Cato, and this is my playground. Squirrel quickly dashes up a tree and hides in the branches. One fresh Saturday morning, a big cat paddles slowly across a lake. He climbs onto the shore. Who are you? Asks a young crocodile. And whose lake is this? The big cat makes a deep coughing sound. I am Jaguar, and this is my lake. He grabs young crocodile by the tail, but young crocodile wiggles free. And one thing I like about this picture is we have two jaguars at the zoo, and one is a golden color with spots that we call rosettes, and one is black. But the black jaguars also have spots that you can see in certain light, and I like that in this book they show that, the illustrator shows that. If you look closely, you can see this jaguar, even though it's black, has spots. That same morning, a little kitty prances by a pond. He stops and dips his paw into the water. Who are you? Asks a frog. And whose pond is this? Little kitty pats the water with his paw. I am Jingo, and this is my pond. He wiggles his hip and pounces. But frog gets away, and little kitty gets wet. Look how wet he looks. It makes him look super skinny. One Sunday night, under a soft summer moon, a bobcat steps out of the woods. She smells fresh cut grass. It feels prickly under her feet. She pauses and blinks. I wonder who the bobcat's going to scare away. Next to an evergreen hedge sits a little kitty. Beside her is a dog. Who are you? Asks Bobcat. And whose backyard is this? Dog growls and barks and says, I am king. Little kitty hisses and puffs out her fur. I am Queenie. Together they shout, this is our backyard. Just to scare them a little, Bobcat screams. Then she bounds across the lawn and disappears into the woods. And that's kind of funny because the big cat was the one that was doing the scaring all the time. And, well, the little kitties were too, but this time the little kitty scared the big cat. I thought that was pretty funny. So that's the end of that story. Thank you so much for being here with me to read Big Cat, Little Kitty. I hope you really enjoyed this story and that you're all snuggled down in your bed now and you'll dream about lions and tigers and jaguars. I know I probably will tonight. And I hope that you'll tune in with us next week for the next book in the Goodnight Zoo series. Good night.